Hi, it's Regina from Eat Travel Life. Today we're making spiced rum glazed ham. Let's go ahead and get started. Here are the items that you'll need. Go ahead and take your ham. We take one of those boneless hams and we slice it into quarters or thirds, depending on what kind of a crowd we're feeding, and freeze it. So this is thawed. I'm now removing it from the bag and putting it into a large rectangle pan. It's got to be bigger than the ham or else you're going to struggle with it. Go ahead and add that in, and then we are going to add in at least a cup of water. I added in 2. I'll show you at the end what happens when you only add no water. You don't want to do that. Add some liquid in there so that you don't burn your ham. Then what you're going to do is take some aluminum foil and place it over the top of your pan. I used 2 pieces of it because I want to tent this up a little bit so that it's not stuck to the top of the ham. So go ahead and get that on there and then wrap it and secure it all the way around, especially if you've got handles. You want to be able to grip this when you put it in the oven, but more importantly, when you remove it from the oven. And we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees while we're doing all this. To make our glaze while this is cooking, go ahead and you can use orange juice or you can juice an orange or 2, depending on how much glaze you need or you want to use. You don't really need a lot. We're going to glaze this twice and then be done. So go ahead and get your juice out of your oranges and pour that into your pan. Let me know in the comments how you bake your holiday ham. We're going to also want to add in our spiced rum. If you don't have spiced rum, I tried this. You can use it with just regular rum, and we're going to add spices in here, so it should be just fine. So don't run to the store and buy anything special. A rum will work if you don't have spiced rum. Go ahead and add in your allspice and your nutmeg. And you want to use just a little bit there. If you add too much spice, it'll give it a gritty taste, so 1/8 of a teaspoon is more than enough, or just a pinch. Go ahead and add in your brown sugar and mix that in really well. And we're going to put this on the stove and we are going to bring this to a boil because we want the sugars in there to melt. And once it's brought to a boil and things are melted, you go ahead and remove that from the heat. After your ham has been cooking for an hour, you can go ahead and remove it from the oven and remove the aluminum foil. We won't be putting that back on. And then you can take a silicone brush and glaze the ham. But before you do that, we need to score the ham. We hadn't scored the ham before because we wanted it to stay nice and juicy. We're going to do like hash marks one way and then we're going to turn it and do them the other way. So we've got some squares that will allow the glaze to go down into the ham. And you're not going really deep. I'm maybe going an inch down into the ham. So go ahead and do that and then let's go ahead and glaze our ham. Can you tell me how you glaze your ham, or do you glaze it at all? Is this your first ham that you're trying to cook? Go ahead and go over the ham and glaze it a couple times right now. And then you can put it back in the oven and bake it for another 1 to 2 hours. It's 10 to 15 minutes per pound when you're baking it. After glazing it twice, we'll remove it from the oven because it's been uncovered. Let it rest for about 10 minutes and then we will cut it and serve it and enjoy. And then you've got all those beautiful leftovers. You can make soup and all sorts of stuff. Don't use all the glaze, but we are going to save that juice there and we are going to make a gravy. And there you'll see we've pulled that off, the juice off of from the gravy very carefully because it's all very hot. And then you can go ahead and slice your ham and serve. So let me know in the comments what your favorite type of ham is. Do you do spiral or do you do a boneless ham? And that's what happens when you don't use water. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.